important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm gonna start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from Vertcoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say!
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our BitPlus network satellite.
This is
The Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome into the Call to Freedom this Monday, beginning of the week. Once again, another 5 days in a row of live drive home, Liberty Political Talk, and cryptocurrency radio. So, yeah, we're here in the Vertcoin studio, as usual, in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, well, it's just another beautiful day. I'm joined today by our classic crew, Mr. Tom Gray, down in East Tennessee, and Miss Aria Demezio. How you guys doing today?
Said anything. That's pretty impressive.
Do what?
I heard the rim shot noise.
Yeah, I know. It played on accident because I had that unmuted, the channel unmuted.
Nah, the PC just figured since I was on the air, something witty was about to be said. Anyway, it is quite sunny here today, and there's all sorts of exciting news about subpoenas coming out.
There is.
Love subpoenas.
So, how are you doing today, Aria? Or is she still working on getting her?
I am mad.
You're mad?
No, I found my lighter.
Okay.
I am mad at the government and the state of Mississippi, the Department of Transportation, and the Army Corps of Engineers for attempting to rebuild this bridge and doing something that caused the entire freaking county to be flooded. They all need to be fired.
That's pretty impressive.
You mean government was helping?
Well, it floods here a lot, but this is excessive by huge degrees. I don't know what they did. They screwed up.
No, they
governmented. That's what they did.
They helped. And you know what? We've actually got
They helped themselves to a job for the next 3 years while they fix it.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, he wasn't specific about the kind of help.
Well, we actually have a story that we're going to cover sometime during the course of the show of another example of the government helped us, and you can tell that they helped us because, well, there's all these horrible, horrible things that have happened because they helped us. But before we get to that, what does that mean?
Really?
Yes.
I love it when we start the week the same way we ended the week.
That's right. You hear it.
It's the remix.
That's right. Monday's Libertarian Drama Remix. So basically, this weekend, I did a little. I did my job as a radio show host and went out and tried beating the bushes to get an officer from the Libertarian Party of Arizona to come on the show to discuss what happened at the Libertarian Party State Convention in Arizona that has Adam Kokesh in such a tizzy. And, unfortunately, because of the threat of legal action, officers in the party and members of the party are asked not to publicly comment on what's happened at the convention.
Don't you just hate lawyers?
Well, we do have a source who is not authorized to speak on the subject and therefore would like to remain anonymous. But I spoke with this person personally about the incident, and basically their position is that what happened was that there were actually about 34 delegate people that were up for the nomination, and there were only about 20 or 23 slots that were available. And, well, most, if not all of the delegates that were, quote-unquote, Adams delegates were simply not eligible to be delegates. An interesting quote from that conversation was, quote, "This really does show you, though, his willingness to use the very state that he claims that he wishes to dismantle." And I have to say, that's...
Zing!
Yeah. That's why I had this queued up, and when I hit the button, it was halfway through it already. So,
well, you hit it on something lawyer related, which was me. But there we go.
Oh, terrible.
Yep. But that's exactly the joke that I made, though. How very anarchist of him. When I don't get my way, I'm going to drag you before a government court. By the way, you know who enforces judgments that come out of government courts, Will? Take a guess.
Men with imaginary authority that carry guns and wear badges?
Well, the guns are the real part of their authority. The badge is the imaginary part. But yes, armed men wearing government uniforms enforce those judgments, which apparently is perfectly fine if you were not getting your way about your pet 9-year-old not getting seated as a delegate for the LNC, I guess. Just ridiculous. And
well, I mean, it's another level. We've just kind of hit another level of, drama. I think that this deserves an extra, I don't know. If you get a remix, you should automatically get an extra 1,000 WAS.
Exactly.
At least an extra 1,000. At least an extra 1,000.
We may have to do a fork in the blockchain already for Libertarian Remix coins.
We already did that.
Yeah, that's how we created them. Well, it wasn't it wasn't a
No, I mean specifically for the remix, not like the WAN Gold or something, or WAN Platinum.
Oh, right? Like okay, so for the winners at the end of all the year, so like you win gold coins if you can pull off the like Libertarian Crybaby of the Year.
Yeah, that's like the mega prize. That'll have to be its own ICO. We need to start raising money for that now.
Yay!
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I've got some great ones, man. I've got some really awesome ones. Huh. Anybody know who Sargon of Akkad is?
Yeah, I do. I've watched a few of his videos. He's another one of those atheists turned alt-right baboons.
Oh, okay. So they have all like went. I thought so. Well, there's a I don't know. I'm actually thinking of creating like a different version of our Libertarian Drama of the Week, and have like the story, like have a story that Libertarians are whining about the most as well. Like right here, I've got this one about an event that's being crashed, an alt-right event that's being crashed, that's being shared around Libertarian spaces, and have it be like alt-right Crybaby of the Week instead of like Nazi of the Week, like we see with other things. I don't know. Who knows? We'll be right back.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
I have you now.
All right, welcome back to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. We are here Give us a call, 603-283-6160. Did a little bit of our Libertarian Drama of the Week remix. I actually wanted to cover a little bit of something from Dramatarians that came out a couple days ago, mostly because we are hopefully going to have Mr. Steve Kerbell on the show with us sometime in the course of the next 5 days, hopefully Friday. But this from Dramatarians says, for a new libertarian-ish party. Recently, former Libertarian Party presidential candidate and, by the way, Gary Johnson campaign staff member Steve Kerbell announced in a statement on his profile the formation of a new party, the United Independence Party. Yes, the United Independence Party. Not independence with NCE, but independence with an ENTS. In a statement, he mentioned that the intention of the UIP is to gather all like-minded independents and liberty lovers under a common sense platform. To quote Kerbell, quote, the United Independence Party is founded on a clear mission to win elections and to use those victories to implement changes which are acknowledged and appreciated by the public, such that more and more members of the United Independence Party are elected to office, and the result will be freedom, peace, and prosperity that we all want for ourselves and our loved ones. Is this the libertarianish popular message, popular messages only, votes first, principles later type of party that many, such as the bold one, Charles Perallo, and the LP have spoken about forming? One with serious individuals who want to win elections and worry about the details later. One without anarchists, where there's no debate over who really loves liberty. That's how it sounds to me. Perhaps this is what the Libertarian Party needed to finally settle the debate once and for all. Why don't we win elections? Why no one takes us seriously? No one likes us. We don't get enough votes. Insert complainatarian argument here. Perhaps this is the new home for the Libertarian Pragmatist Caucus type of independent that is tired of all those gosh darn purists that hate words like compromise and popular belief. Will we see a split in the LP? Will those who continuously voice their objection to the, quote, debate club of the LP, and of course the many members of the Libertarian Take My Home and Ball and Go Home caucus, will join the UIP in its mission to promote liberty no matter the compromise? Or will the UIP be dead in the water only to see the Levertarians, Pragmatists, Triggertarians, Potatotarians, classical liberals, and all those others that just want to move forward with a similar message, but often under a very different method, or even after the UIP has success? We don't know until Vermin Supreme for President gives us a ride in his time machine so we can find out and break the story first. The UIP's website at uiparty.org, Kerbell claims already thousands have already joined. Are you going to join? So, yeah, we hopefully will have Steve Kerbell, and he will be on with us sometime this week. He's supposed to get back to me sometime tonight or tomorrow. We're hoping to get him on for Libertarian Drama of the Week and maybe even get someone from the Dramatarians crew to come on with us as well. So stick around for that. That's definitely going to be a lot of fun. But what we have right now, we have a story Tom's brought to us. If Tom, you want to take the driver's seat with this one, it's ex-Trump campaign advisor says he's simply going to comply with the subpoena.
Oh no, not going to comply. He's simply refusing to comply with the subpoena. It's way more fun than just complying. This is from The Hill. Former Trump campaign advisor Sam Nunberg said Monday that he won't comply with a subpoena to appear before the grand jury and special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. Quote, "When I got the subpoena, it was ridiculous to me. Why should I hand them over every email I've had with Steve Bannon or Roger Stone since November of 2015? Nunberg said during an interview on MSNBC. Nunberg told the Washington Post he was summoned to appear before the grand jury on Friday and also received a 2-page subpoena for documents tied to President Trump and 9 others. Quote, "Let him arrest me," Nunberg told the Post. "Mr. Mueller should understand I am not going in on Friday." He also said he was planning on appearing on Bloomberg TV to tear up the subpoena. Quote, "I think it would be funny if they arrested me," Nunberg said on MSNBC. Boy, is that like famous last words 101. I think it would be funny if they arrested me. I think it would be really funny if they wanted to arrest me because I don't want to spend 80 hours going over emails with Steve Bannon and Roger Stone. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Nunberg. You're going to spend a lot more hours going over not only those subpoenaed emails, but also all of your options for your impending criminal contempt charges for failure to comply with a grand jury subpoena. MSNBC's Katie Tur pressed Nunberg on if anyone from the Trump administration reached out to him and told him not to appear before the grand jury. Nunberg said he made the decision on his own, because this kind of stupidity is usually quite spontaneous. This is very amusing to me because it is what he's describing. It's a 2-page subpoena. It would be incredibly easy for him to comply with substantially. It would just require an email search and a few hours at a printer. And instead, this is the hill he's chosen to die on, not wanting to appear before the grand jury. But more importantly, it just gives me an excuse to say the word subpoena on the air. There was, hopefully, Will let me after the break talk about the much bigger, broader, wider subpoena that Robert Mueller is issuing for Hope Hicks, the White House communication director who left.
Who just barely. Well, she spoke with the feds, and then the very next day tendered her resignation. So
now she's going to get the subpoena.
There we go. All right, you got an opinion on this? Give us a call, 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
An angel came one winter dawn.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.fm पे.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And I wonder, are you new? Are you new to the cryptocurrency game? Are you looking to get invested? But you really don't want to have to sit and watch Twitter and hang out in Discord chats and look at candle graph. I mean, who even knows how to read those candle graph things anyway? And you don't want to spend your whole day doing that. Well, they got this new thing. It's called Helium.com. And they don't even like to call it an investment. It's a savings accelerator. What it is it's powered by Uphold.com, and it's a bot that's been designed. And they take regular fiat and cryptocurrencies, and they watch the values of them simultaneously. That way they can move your money when the time is just right. You just charge it up via your Uphold account with a bank card, or with your own crypto wallet using stuff like Dash or Bitcoin Cash or regular Bitcoin. And then you just kind of set it and forget it. The whole thing is completely automatic. Helium lets your money move you. So go ahead and check them out at heliumwithane.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF, and get your great offer for being a Call to Freedom listener. So now Tom's been telling us a story. There have been some subpoenas or something, Tom, is what I understand. If you want to weigh in, give us a call, 603-283-6160. Basically, Trump, we're still on this huge, goose chase, witch hunt. I don't know what to even call it at this point, about, Russia still. I mean, that's what we're still on about here, really, is the Russia, the FBI Russia and involvement in the American election investigation, or?
I think what people don't seem to understand about the investigation is this. It started with investigating Russians attempting to interfere in the United States election in 2016. It's been pretty well proven they have, and now it's just a matter of trying to figure out who, if anyone, can be charged criminally for it.
Yeah, but because
that's
a normal thing, though. That's something that happens. Our government tries to influence the elections of many other governments. I mean, as soon as Obama was elected to office, within the first 2 months he was in office, he put $2 billion of the United States taxpayers' money into Kenyan television advertisements to change the Kenyan constitution. And now the people of Kenya are living under a VAT tax that has literally made the poor poorer. And I don't hear anything from anyone about we need indictments of the Obama administration or the people in Kenya who were involved.
But wouldn't it be fun if you did? Imagine if those countries that have had United States interference in their elections had both the means and the legal power to actually get at the United States officials that did it. They totally do it.
I believe
they totally do it.
I believe 100% that if it were not Trump, if it were anybody outside of Trump, no one would care.
So, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. It's still fun, though. It's still fun to watch it happen because what you're saying is they'd get away with it if it wasn't for these meddling kids, and I agree. But I like watching.
No, it's not the meddling kids. It's not the meddling kids. It's the fact that the meddling kids.
Well, it's an old man with subpoena power, but
It's the fact that if it was a different old man under the mask, the meddling kids wouldn't care. The meddling kids would be smoking joints at a park. You know, like if it was Hillary, which it has been shown that Hillary's people were also in these kinds of talks with the Russian folks. They just didn't convince the Russians to help them. Trump did, because Trump felt it would be in his they thought it would be more in their interest to go with Trump than it was to bet on Hillary, and they were right. So if Hillary had won and this stuff all started coming out that she had been in the same talks, it would be under the rug in 2 weeks and it would just be forgotten. Or never. I don't believe it ever would have came out. No one would have cared. It's the fact that it's Trump and there's this thing. People just don't like him. I don't like him, but I can still smell horse manure when it's literally directly under my nose. I can still smell it.
Except we can't really call it a horse manure investigation when he's already gotten guilty pleas out of some pretty senior people from Trump's campaign. But here's what I was trying to say.
I'm not saying that the investigation itself is horse manure. I'm saying that if it was Hillary or Ted Cruz, if Hillary or Ted Cruz were right now occupying the White House, we would not be having this conversation at all.
Well, maybe not. But here's why it's intrigue. Like all you're saying is these same investigations might be happening, but it wouldn't get the same coverage because it wouldn't be a special counsel. The reason it's a special counsel investigation is because at the very outset, Jeff Sessions himself, who was involved in Trump's campaign and who is his attorney general, determined that he had a conflict of interest and couldn't even follow any of the breadcrumbs. So yeah, it's gotten away from what it started out as, but that's how investigations work. The thing is that at the very outset, there was reason for a special counsel to be appointed, and now the special counsel just happens to be the one who gets to follow through on all the breadcrumbs. What I'm more interested about is the fact that, okay, you say there's not a there. Then why is Trump tweeting about it every single week as though it's the foremost thing in his mind when any other Politico
I'm not saying
would
there's
have
not
shut his
anything
mouth.
there.
He
I'm not
care.
saying there's nothing there. I'm saying that if it weren't for the fact
I'm saying
that
he
it's
thinks
Trump,
there's something there.
if it weren't Trump, no one would care. I'm not saying there's nothing there to care about.
I don't care anyway.
I'm saying that if Hillary had won the presidency and these things existed, no one would be talking about it. It wouldn't be on CNN
But they
every
did
day.
talk.
Dean
Trump talked about it. Are you kidding me?
Dean Obeidallah would not be publishing a Daily Beast article every single day hounding this issue if Hillary had won, because you wouldn't have this thing. It's the same as the what was it with Obama, the birth certificate. It's the birth certificate thing to me. To me, it's the new birth certificate.
Except there's a there. There was never a there with the birth certificate. That was always total crap. Here, we've already uncovered wrongdoing. We've already gotten people lying under oath. We've got people pleading guilty to federal crimes. We've got federal financial crimes. We've got... And now we've got subpoenas. And here's the thing, Will. You want to talk all serious about this story, and all I wanted today was an excuse to say the word subpoena on the air as many times as possible.
Is that a funny word
and
to
especially, well, how is it not? I mean, let's look at this other article, where we don't even know who the subpoena is against, but Robert Mueller has requested of a witness all their communications with Hope Hicks, who we talked about on Friday, the communications director who stepped down because she did the hanky-panky with somebody, Steve Bannon, Roger Stone, Carter Page, Michael Cohen, Trump's former personal bodyguard, Keith Schiller. This is a huge subpoena, a big, long, thick subpoena that's being slung all over Washington. That's more interesting.
All right. Well, Tom, we've...
I got that out. Now we can talk about something else.
No. I mean, we can stick on this story. And, if you want to comment on these subpoenas that are being handed out, give us a call. 603-283-6160. We'll be sure to get you in here on the Call to Freedom. We'll be right back here in just a moment.
Likewise, gold and jewels, but I would slave to learn the way to sink your ship.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.fm in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.fm. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
A report finds it's not okay to just start talking to people you don't know, and a monstrosity is created in the Frito-Lay laboratory. This is the Onion Week in Review. Local newborn Nathan Jameson surprised the world earlier this morning by irrevocably losing all faith in humanity after just 6 days. Though he's not yet developed the capacity for speech, spokespeople for the 6-day-old baby have confirmed he already knows that humans cannot be trusted and that most people lack self-awareness about their own destructive tendencies.
While most people need around 30 or 40 years to truly understand that the vast majority of humanity is shallow and irredeemable, baby Nathan's convinced that he has seen all that he needs to see. People have been nice and even brought him toys and presents. But the fact is, Nathan knows they're all full of shit.
And in this week's science report, botanists discover trees are all slowly trying to strangle each other. In other news, a fun-loving turtle is all business when it comes to feeding time, and a partygoer rolls a couple of fat burritos to pass around.
This is the Onion News Network.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.fm.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. And we've got our classic crew in right now. That's Tom and Aria. But we just got a letter from Dramatarians. And I was reading it here, and I found it. I enjoyed it so much, I figured I would read it on the air for you guys. Now, we've got our Libertarian Drama of the Week, and then every so often we have our Libertarian Drama Remix. And I thought, how awesome would it be if we could get the guys from the Dramatarians publication to come on once a week, and we could, or once a month, and bring them in to the whole Drama of the Week club, and perhaps they could weigh in. They could bring us new stories. We could even maybe make Libertarian Drama a more, something that happens more often. Just depends. And, they sent me a response. So, says here, "Good day, Mr. Coley. I will talk this over with my staff, and I'll see if one of them has time for such a matter. We are generally too busy, and I am certainly too old for such matters and rely
Is that Snarky Mark?
Yes. And rely on intermediaries for this tech social stuff. Perhaps Jill could take part. I will speak with
Jill
her.
Galvin?
I don't know. She generally handles outreach when she's not doing graphic matters for us. As for your coin, well, we were hoping to provide such an exceptional form of currency this April. Truth be told, but it seems that you beat us to it. You should know, Mr. Coley, we don't take kindly to being beaten at anything, to anything, by anything, for anything, because of anything, for any reason. Though seeing as this was not a matter of internal LP drama, I suppose we can look past it and forgive you for not expecting this. And yes, the Kokesh matter, we were going to touch on it as well, but having been getting conflicting information, would prefer at this time to wait until we have something firmer. We shall see. Thank you for contacting us. Snarky Mark."
I can't tell which parts of that were and were not snark, which I think
is the point.
I think that means Smarky Mark, you did an excellent job of living up to your name.
I love it. That was great.
It was very good. I thought they were going to be like threatening us with legal action or some such stuff, and instead it's just very wonderfully cordial.
No, Libertarian Drama of the Week predates Dramatarians.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been doing Libertarian Drama. I think we started doing that stuff like 2 months before Dramatarians came out.
Yeah, so, but it's just like Drama Coin. The more people who are mining Libertarian Drama, the better it is for everyone, for now.
Yeah, I want to say, is Dramatarians associated with Celebritarian magazine?
It is liked by their page, I can tell you that.
Okay. Because I think I know some of the people that are involved, and they're like, there's crossover between the two publications. So,
quote unquote.
Yeah. But I know people on both sides of that aisle, so.
Okay, well, I am glad that we don't have to like eviscerate Dramatarians, because I like Dramatarians.
Dramatarians are awesome.
Oh, they love us.
Good.
Yeah, Dramatarians are
cool.
awesome. But yeah, I would love to get them, because I mean, if they're doing the print and we're doing the audio, so let's put it together and get a little bit of remix going on.
Get our drama groove on, our drama rave.
Get that Libertarian Drama remix going on.
Nice and silky.
The drama as what's it that Daryl calls it, the drama in your drama for the dramatarian drama. Because that's what you have daily and weekly in the Libertarian Party now. Oh my God, it's gonna be. I'm telling you, if UIP is successful, I believe that Libertarian Drama of the Week will no longer be a thing.
UIP is always successful for somebody.
So, UIP. Okay, all right. Explain the other anagram for the UIP is. Let's hear it.
Well, I thought when you said something about UIP that it was somehow related to UFIA.
I have no idea.
But
the United Federation of Independent Anarchists?
No. Let's
Which
just
sounds
say
about as reasonable as United Independents. We are independents united.
Let's just say in both acronyms.
I didn't think about that before. Yeah,
Right?
that's absolutely stupid.
We are a United Federation of Independent Anarchists. Without anarchists, no.
We're a
anarchists.
collective of individualists.
A collective of individualists.
Why not?
Well, I love how it says
All
straight
you have
out
to do
that
is
the
think
goal
like
is to
us,
win
talk like us,
elections.
and dress like us.
I love how it says, straight out that the goal is to win elections. Like that's in the
I
founding.
respect that. I do. I hate the goal, and I think it's a bad goal, but I respect their honesty about it.
All right, let's see here. The platform. Let's read the platform. I'm going to read the platform.
You never did let me answer your question.
Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Well, there's only a certain extent to which I can't answer it. Let's just say that in both the acronyms UIP and UFIA, the U stands for unsolicited and the I stands for insertion.
Oh,
And
I'm
from
good with that. I'm good.
And
I'm good.
from there, you can imagine the rest of the letters.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Oh, look, I see
Platform
Melanie.
now, quick.
Right, I see Melanie coming in. Says, we the members of the United Independence Party have made a commitment to working for the implementation of common sense with respect to government. We notice that the actions of other political parties have either been against the interests of their stated goals, corrupt, or self-defeating. We share a vision of the United States of America in kind with the vision of the founding fathers of this great nation. We believe in goodness and decency as inherent to the common person. We believe that the creation of laws which define criminal behavior must be made sparingly and only when the offending activity creates a victim. The goal of the UIP is to scale back the size and scope of government and for all to enjoy the liberty endowed by the founding fathers. We see that government has become an albatross around the neck of the people, who are constitutionally charged with stewardship of government. Government has increased its income from the public, and with that income has chosen to build an infrastructure that is damaging to the people, paying it with funds that the people never consented to pay. We believe that the ability for people to earn their keep and keep what they earn is a key to the American dream.
Nice slogan.
Right? Let's see here. The United Independent Party believes that back to basics is the appropriate way to fix what ails us. We believe that government in its current form ails us all.
Can I ask a question about that?
Hold on one second. I got to say the next sentence. The United Independent Party has the goal of electing our members to political office throughout the landscape of the U.S. And once in office, our members will work diligently within the system created by the Constitution for actual self-rule. All right, go ahead, Aria.
Back
I had to
to
get to the part where they
the
were
basics.
Like, yes.
I mean, it implies that we were at the basics once before and it didn't work out. It's like the people who said that, we need to just go back to the Constitution. It's like, well, that didn't work the first time.
Yeah,
why do you think it would work the second time?
Washington was marching soldiers against American citizens within the first couple years of the country existing. So, I mean, I don't really when was this utopian America where the state wasn't somehow trying to put its foot on the back of your neck? Why did I lose you guys?
Yeah,
before
exactly.
the white people got here, basically.
Right? Well, even then,
did you see the cartoon I posted about that? The Native American telling the pilgrim his work visa had expired and he needed to leave.
Governments and force even before then. So, when was this utopian America? When did this utopian America exist that I keep hearing about from these constitutionalists? Like, now you've got the new UIP. What is this nonsense? Whatever, man. Like, what a load of crap. When we get back, we're going to be going on to Crypto Hour, something that actually is changing the future. So stick around. We'll be back here in just a moment here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Did you know that Free Aid is a mutual aid, educational, and networking organization? At Free Aid, we support volunteers who provide first aid. We do outreach to the public about health and safety, and we bring together medically skilled freedom lovers. Free Aid is made possible by your generous support. Donors can receive great gifts like first aid kits, t-shirts, silver dime cards, and hoodies. The Free Aid Silver Dime Card Project is sponsored in part by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage, Freedom's Phoenix, and Don't Tread on Meme. Visit fr33aid.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, March 5th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.49 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,323 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,510. Antiwar.com reports Syria's latest offensive in the Damascus suburb of eastern Ghouta, which began last week, has been a violent continuation to a violent siege on the rebel-held area. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad says the offensive is going to continue in the name of fighting terrorism. Territory is changing hands, however, with the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights claiming that the Syrian army has taken roughly a quarter of what remained of the rebel enclave, with civilians fleeing deeper into the ever-shrinking area. Eastern Ghouta has been rebel-held virtually throughout the war, with Syrian forces having negotiated evacuation deals with some rebels along the outskirts last year and now looking to clear the rest of it of rebel fighters. This area is the last substantial rebel-held holding this close to the capital city. The hope had been that a recent ceasefire would ease the situation and give way to some sort of negotiated settlement, though the rebels have largely spurned the idea of evacuating the area, and the Assad government seems determined to resolve the situation militarily in the absence of a quick deal.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co.
UPI reports a charity set up in the name of Philando Castile, a Minnesota man who was shot and killed by a police officer, has paid the school lunch debt for students at every public school in the St. Paul area. Philando Castile was killed in July 2016 by former St. Anthony, Minnesota police officer Geronimo Yanez in a shooting death that was live-streamed on Facebook at the time. Before his death, Castile was a cafeteria worker at a public school in St. Paul who was known to pay the lunch cost for students who could not pay their own. Pamela Fergus, a professor at Metro State University who runs the charity, told local media Philando was famous for that. His mother told me that every day he would call her after leaving his job at J.J. Hill Montessori Magnet School and talk about the kids. Another kid didn't have money in his account, so Philando would take $3 out of his pocket and pay that kid's lunch for the day. Fergus said as of Sunday, the charity Philando Feeds the Children had raised more than $100,000 and dropped off a check for $35,000 to cover the entire school lunch debt at all 56 public schools in the St. Paul area. The rest of the funds will be used to cover more school lunch debt at other schools. A statement on the charity's website states, "The goal continues to rise because we continue to challenge ourselves and the greater community to make this fund permanent."
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports some 500,000 customers remained without power throughout the eastern United States on Sunday evening, and New England coastal communities faced more flooding 2 days after a powerful storm snapped trees, downed wires, and killed at least 9 people. The remnants of the storm, called a nor'easter, lingered on Sunday, with the National Weather Service posting coastal flooding advisories in effect until Monday morning in much of the U.S. Northeast, even after the storm had passed. Some 500,000 customers still lacked power, according to data provided by 10 major utilities in the Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and Northeast. At one point, 2 million customers had lost power. The brunt of the storm hit on Friday, packing hurricane-force winds in excess of 90 miles per hour and sending seawater churning into the streets of Boston and nearby shore towns, marking the second time this year the area has been flooded. AccuWeather said the storm dumped as much as 18 inches of snow on parts of New York State and Pennsylvania. The Massachusetts town of East Bridgewater received nearly 6 inches of rain. The storm also snarled transportation from the Mid-Atlantic into New England, with hundreds of flights being canceled into and out of New York and Boston over the weekend. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
If you live in Williamsburg, chances are good you've seen them. Giant piles of beard hair rotting in the streets. Don't worry, it just means hipster molting season is here again. Experts say the husks of dead beards don't pose a threat to public safety and are just part of the natural life cycle of these strange organisms.
Once a year, all at the same time, every 20-something urban male sheds his ironic beard to make room for larger, more fanciful facial hair. They need the beards. They're a tough exoskeleton that protects these young people from the non-whimsical realities of life.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says it's the largest molting season on record. In Brooklyn, sanitation crews are working overtime to clean up the loose whiskers the exuviating males have left behind. The affected youth's molting season comes right before their mating season, when the males use their lush beards to impress the local hordes of burlesque females.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. On the Call to Freedom.
All right, that's right. It's time for the Crypto Hour here on this Monday edition of the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. It's brought to you by Helium.com. That's Helium with an E, HELEUM.com. Head over to Helium.com/CTF and get a special offer. So thank you for being a Call to Freedom listener. So today, we've got quite a few stories here that I found particularly interesting, and I hope that you do too. If you want to weigh in, give us a call, 603-283-6160. Now, we are now joined in studio by the anarchist accountant herself, Melanie from Free Talk Live. Hey, what's up? Now try again.
Hey, what's up?
And we're also joined live via remote, as usual on Monday, by our classic crew, Miss Aria DiMezio and Mr. Tom Gray. But since we've got the tax lady herself, I figured we would start with, well, a story about taxes. Coinbase has revealed an overhaul, including some pretty cool changes, some not so cool changes, and, well, then an addition of tax tools to their website. This week, the popular cryptocurrency service Coinbase revealed a slew of announcements concerning certain aspects of their business. The exchange details its segregated witness rollout, plans to disable PayPal, new tax tools, and the good news, hiring of 500 customer support agents. Let's see here. Coinbase representative Tina Bhatnagar and Zach Abrams revealed some business changes that are being applied to the San Francisco-based company later this year. Abrams first detail the company support for SegWit will be complete this week. According to the product manager, SegWit-capable BTC sends and receives for all customers will soon be available. We're continuing to invest in our Bitcoin infrastructure, and we will be working on implementing additional Bitcoin scalability improvements like transaction batching and improved UTXO management, explained Abrams. Following the quick update on the SegWit rollout, Abrams also reveals that Coinbase is releasing tax reporting tools as well. Coinbase plans to launch the tools this week, as well as make paying taxes as easy as possible. To do so, we'll be providing a detailed transaction report that will accompany our gains and losses report, Coinbase says. Quote, as many customers have noted, our gains losses report is only accurate if you have only bought or sold digital assets on Coinbase. So this additional detailed report is aimed at helping those who have received digital assets or bought and sold on other exchanges.
That's not even necessarily a tax tool. That's just useful information to have, especially if you're a day trader, which most people on Coinbase are.
Well, I mean, considering Coinbase's ties and willingness to work with the IRS, that's more like saying, hey, here's this tool if you guys want to snitch on yourselves.
Well, right. I mean, and obviously they're advertising it as a tax tool, but it's not like, I mean, this isn't like a W-4. It's not like there's no other reason to look at this other than to be robbed. I mean,
yeah.
You might want to know that anyway.
Right? Well,
it's more like, hey guys, the IRS wants you to report this money, so here's this tool that makes it easier for you to keep track of everything. But
yeah,
why doesn't?
I mean, that's not even necessarily true.
Crypto.
What would be easier would be a LIFO or a FIFO report, but they're not going to do that. So
I need
who
Coinbase's
says who? They
symbol.
might.
Well, they're not now.
We're making T-shirts. That's it. I'm done. I want Coinbase's symbol. Where does Coinbase has to have a symbol? Like a
There's
picture.
like one in the article. Like if you're looking at the news.bitcoin.com article. I'm looking at the one that says their full name. But I mean, there aren't that many though tax tools that are tax only tools other than the godforsaken programs you have to buy to be able to e-file. It's an accounting tool, but I would imagine that the primary reason that you do detailed accounting on your gains and losses in cryptocurrency is to pay taxes.
Well, I would hope that anybody who is day trading is doing detailed analysis of their trades, though.
Yeah, but I don't need Coinbase to be able to do that. That's what my Coinomi wallet gives me detailed analysis of how much I'm sending and receiving.
Right, but the wallet is not an exchange. So if it's on an exchange,
well, the wallet has 2 exchanges built into it.
Okay.
So, yeah. It tells you what went out and what came in, and I know what I've bought and sold at. Like, I know how many coins of, like, I own XVG. I know how much of that I bought at 2 cents. I know how much of it I bought at 9 cents. And I know how much of it I bought at 11 cents. I know.
So, but I'm not willing to say detailed transaction reports are evil. Like, in the absence of the state,
I think they are if they're saying the purpose of creating this is so that you can more easily pay your government extortion fee. I mean, that's what they're saying. They're stating it. It's not us that's saying.
Coinbase, to be fair, and I have serious issues with Coinbase, but to be fair, they have not been the most. They're like pretending to cooperate almost. Like they're cooperating to some extent, yes, but they're doing some really silly stuff.
Yeah, like let's create tax tools so it'll be easier.
No, I mean silly as in when the IRS asks you how many dependents you have and you say 300 million because people are on welfare and I pay taxes. That kind of silliness. Like
I like that. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't realize they had pulled that.
Cool. Coinbase didn't do that, but I'm saying they're doing some because really they should they're sending people forms, yes. They're only sending some people forms, first of all.
Yeah.
And they're sending forms that kind of let you decide what your basis was.
Well, the IRS,
they're doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I follow Coinbase quite extensively. They're doing the bare minimum that they've been required to do in order to stay legitimate and above the board because they are the world's largest above the board, fully registered, fully licensed crypto exchange.
Right, and I'm not saying they're fighting
They're not doing
hardcore.
anything beyond the bare minimum.
Yeah, but they're not just rolling over and just being like, here, have our keys. Like, they're not...
Well, see, I have the exact opposite impression. I have the impression that they're just putting out a token effort to appear that they're resisting.
To appear that they're resisting?
Well, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, to appear that they want us to think that they're fighting the IRS.
I don't know
but
that
in
they're
reality,
resisting.
Like, hey, you guys
they're doing
come
a bad
on
job
in.
of it.
Cooperating.
if they wanted to make it appear like they were fighting the IRS, then to Melanie's point, they would call these accounting tools and not explicitly call them tax tools. It sounds to me like it's the opposite. They're doing the bare minimum to make it look like they are complying, which is itself a form of passive resistance. Not very good passive resistance, but passive resistance nonetheless.
I don't know. Like, as far as I know, Coinbase has never hid the fact that they're a white market corporation.
Yeah.
They never said, we're black market, come do your illegal stuff here. Like, as far as I know, Coinbase never said that.
No, they haven't ever said that. And that's that's part of one of the reasons why we're like, Coinbase isn't really crypto. Crypto's always been gray area. And that's been kind of the point, is to go under the radar, to circumvent the white and green, so to speak. And instead, Coinbase has taken a tool for undermining authority and is now creating tools to help authority crack down on you.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Fact. The new NSA data center in Utah requires 1.7 million gallons of water every single day to operate. Billions of Fourth Amendment violations need massive computers and the water to cool them. That water is being supplied by the state of Utah. Fact. There's absolutely nothing in the Constitution which requires your state to help the feds violate your rights. Our message to Utah: turn it off. No water equals no NSA data center. Visit offnow.org.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Juicy Juice, 100% juice, providing a full serving of fruit in every 4 ounces. Visit us at juicyjuice.com. When it comes to nutrition, kids need both fruits and vegetables every day to stay healthy and grow. For the ideal mix, your kid should have at least 1.5 cups of any veggie or 100% veggie juice and 1 cup of any fruit or 100% fruit juice a day. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the call to freedom on LRN.FM. أنتم تستمعون إلى The Crypto Hour. يقدم إليكم برعاية Helium.com على برنامج نداء للحرية على LRN.FM.
Why didn't it play? It did play. All right. Welcome back to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. And we've been talking about Coinbase. And, well, are they feigning compliance with the state in order to keep the state off their backs? Or are they feigning resistance in order to keep members of the crypto community involved? Well, but
I don't think they're feigning compliance. I think they are complying. They're just doing like the absolute bare minimum and then kind of making some silly arguments where they can make them.
I don't know. Well, it says here they're going to get rid of PayPal. So PayPal in March will no longer be March 7th. Yeah. So in 2 days, there will be no more ability to put PayPal in. It says the exchange does not detail when or if it's going to re-enable PayPal services, just that possibly later this year. Coinbase then addressed credit card services, detailed how TD Bank announced it will not be allowing cryptocurrency purchases. TD Bank is following suit with Citi, Bank of America, Discover, and Capital One. They explains the exchange and recommends customers remove those types of cards from their platform. If you have a TD Bank credit card tied to your Coinbase account, we would recommend switching to a bank or a debit card, Abrams explains. So, lastly, the head of customer support at Coinbase, Tina Bhatnagar, has also revealed the exchange has new improvements coming soon. According to Bhatnagar, Coinbase is hiring 500 agents to help with keeping people getting caught in phishing scams. I mean, to help with the increasing capacity, upgrading tools, and adding a social support over the next 90 days. My first and most obvious observation was that we needed more people to handle the inbound volume of support requests and a solid plan to handle any spikes in volume. They'll be onboarding approximately 500 agents over the next 3 months to handle inbound call volume. And the first group of 90 new agents starts, well, today, March 5th. And we'll be adding a group of agents every week until we hit our goal of 500 in late May. The company's grown quite large since its inception in 2012, with over $50 billion in cryptocurrencies traded and a total of 10 million users 2018. Since the company has had several funding rounds which raised $225.3 million, it seems the cryptocurrency brokerage service is putting some of its capital injections to use this year. So there we go. Yeah, that's it. Wow. So no more PayPal, new tax tools, and how on earth are they going to keep people from getting caught up? I mean, refusing to have phone customer service, people are getting fake phone numbers with phishing scams. Now that they're announcing that there is phone customer service, my prediction is phishing scams are going to triple. Fake customer service phone number phishing scams will triple. Watch. Because now that there's a phone number out there.
You shouldn't really be falling prey to the phishing scams in the first place. That's kind of on you.
Yeah, I know, but it's partly because the customer service at these crypto community companies is so bad, so atrocious. They weren't ready for cryptocurrency to become popular. Their infrastructure needed it to remain a niche thing for another 5 years, and they just weren't ready for the influx of interest that came in the last year, 6 months. And because of that, it's created the situation where you have customers that, like I myself got caught up in one, where you're just happy somebody's like acknowledging that you're a customer that wants service, like having service requests go unanswered for like 3 months, stuff like that. Sending applications in and not hearing a response for 3 months when the website says 3 to 5 days, that kind of stuff, to the point where it makes sense that people were like, you know what, I bet I can make a ton of money pretending to be the customer service for these companies. And they do. They make thousands of dollars a day. They run call centers in China filled with people who do nothing but accept phone calls and pretend to be Coinbase and Kraken and Poloniex and Itbit, and like just every time they answer the phone, just throw out a different name.
Wait, how are people calling in from a number other than?
It's an 800 number.
Right, but if you got it somewhere other than Coinbase's website or other than Kraken's website, you shouldn't be calling
Sometimes they do mirrors, so you click on it and there's like one, like instead of being .com, it'll be .cam or something like that, like some small thing that you don't really notice, and so it looks like an exact mirror of the website, or it'll be like a forum where people are complaining and someone's like, oh yeah, man, I know somebody that's got it, and blah, and they put it out, and it's an 800 number, so it looks legit.
Okay, so if they got one of those closed websites, that's one thing. If you're calling a phone number from a forum,
you have to do that for some companies to get actual customer service, though. Like AT&T, they've got
that's true,
or the post office.
Okay, but there's no company, and the post office is not a company, but there's no company that has a website with a phone number on there, and then they have a secret website that they only give to forums.
No, not a secret website.
A secret phone number.
The phone numbers are secret. No,
there are companies that have phone numbers that are just not. They're not the ones they're normally give out publicly.
Yeah, they're deliberately unpublished, and they're only given out usually in situations where you've actually exhausted all their automated stuff and they actually feel like dealing with a person. So you have these forums where people will get together and say, hey, I've got the legit phone number. Here it is.
Yeah, something happened. I had this horrible experience. If you ever have a similar experience, here's the phone number so that you don't have to go through the same crap I did. And I've gotten usually it's AT&T or something like that, where I've gotten a number when I needed service now. And everybody else was like, well, we're closed. No, I'm sorry. AT&T has 24-hour service somewhere to fix my problem. And I finally got it fixed by 3 a.m. But it required me Googling up phone numbers that you couldn't find on the regular website. So, yeah, it's feasible. But, that's crypto now.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. Physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
I just heard the best sales pitch I've heard in a long time on an airplane. The flight attendant announced, "If you paid more than $75 for your round-trip ticket, you overpaid." This is brilliant because everybody on the flight paid more, and I was struck by how all the road warriors stopped typing and reading and working and looked up. The announcement invited us to apply for the airline's credit card, and the sign-up bonus, enough frequent flyer miles for a free round trip. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade. With some banks offering free credit cards, $75 is an outrage for an annual fee, but a bargain for airline tickets. For more tips on communicating more effectively, hit survivalspeech.com, where you can see how I got the CEO of another major airline to shower me with freebies. I'm Holland Cook.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live.
There's going to be no food by February.
Oh, that seems a little extreme. I find that hard to believe.
Well, watch it happen. Hope you find Christ.
Oh, good luck, buddy. Thanks.
What really turned me away from religion was the fact that most of them are so intolerant and nasty.
What do you mean?
Your life will suck unless you find Jesus. Well, I had Jesus a long time ago, and he didn't really do anything for me, so I got away from that.
Right, and I can tell you that if you want to have that attitude with people, like, well, you better find Christ, or you're going to burn in hell.
Yeah.
Then
Good luck converting people.
Yeah, I really want to hang out with people like you, there, Keith. I really want to hang out with people like you. So I'm sorry to those good Christians out there listening that aren't like Keith. But it's the loudmouths like Keith that do real damage to your religion and how people feel about it.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
The Verticoin Studio. This is the Call to Freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium 47 here on LRN.FM. When you kill the faucet, to get some free coins. This is the Call to Freedom.
That's right. It's the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Brought to you live from the Vertcoin Studio. Also piping across the digital airwaves live via satellite all across the world, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa, in what will hopefully soon be our Zencash satellite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick,
Is it going to beam?
Do what?
Go ahead, Tom. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, well, you'll like this too, Arya. I just want to make sure that all the listeners know something about that jingle. The more that you complain about how annoying it is, the more we're going to play it.
Oh, it is the most cheesy, annoying. I don't think it's annoying. I don't. But
no, it's catchy. It's an earworm.
No,
it's not. Supposed to be.
It's not catchy. It's just.
Oh,
it's
yes,
cheesy.
it is.
It's cheesy. It's the cheesiest thing I've ever heard, and I love it because of that.
And we're gonna play it. We're gonna keep playing it. Because the more that you talk about it, the more we know that it's getting penetration, which means we.
It is Randy Newman in a Disney movie soundtrack cheesy.
Yeah, you've got a friend in that jingle, everybody, and your friend is going to keep visiting you the more you gripe about it.
Right? Well, it's supposed to be based on that whole, like, a real American heroes. You know that one? Yeah. That's what it was supposed to be kind of based around.
There's a song in The Breakfast Club that sounds like it, too. Not the one that everybody knows from The Breakfast Club, but another one.
Yeah, well, the whole idea was like, I want 80s, I want catchy, I want real American hero, super cheesy Van Hagar. And, well, you know, he didn't disappoint. We actually, there is a guy that does Randy Newman impressions. Probably would have been cheaper that we were talking about maybe having do it, or we've got some other commercial ideas that we're working on right now too. But we're back here on the Call to Freedom. It is Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. And I wanted to cover, because this is something we really talk about a lot on here, because, you know, part of what we like to we like to try to do for our listeners is be kind of a, you know, like a Consumer Reports type thing, you know, protect people and their possible future investments. And in the crypto space, you know, teach people about, you know, tell people like, hey man, these coins, I wouldn't put my money in them if I were you. Well, it says here, and part of the reason for that is stories right like this right here. $9 million a day lost in cryptocurrency scams. It says in the time it takes you to read this sentence, $850 will have been lost due to cryptocurrency scams. In the time it takes to complete the article, that figure will have risen to $17,000. Phishing, fraud, theft, hacking, it's all rife. In the first 2 months of 2018, there were 22 separate scams involving theft of $400,000 or more. Put it all together, it equates to an average of $9.1 million a day. Oh, and that doesn't include 2018's outliers, CoinCheck, BitConnect, or BitGrail. Otherwise, the total would actually be $23 million a day in scams. I'm just like, wow. 30% of these scams are due to fraud. 22% of these scams are due to hacking. 17% of these scams are due to theft. And another 17% due to exit scams. And then 13% due to phishing. Let's see here. $1.6 billion has already been stolen by cryptocurrency scammers this year, and we're only 59 days into the year. Even when the big tree of CoinCheck, BitConnect, and BitGrail are removed from the equation, that figure still stands at a hefty $542 million. And that's just this year. Just this year. Just as long as you've been listening to our show to try to warn you about fraud, phishing, and exit scams, there have been almost over $1.25 billion, counting the three big ones. And if you take those three big ones out, still almost over $500 million in scams. That's just, I'm wow. I mean, I'm sure there's cash scams dwarf that number. It's infinitesimal, I'm sure. But still, like, wow. And these are traceable scams. These are people, they know the money can be traced. They're public ledgers. You people, we know where all the money goes to. And still, people have no qualms or issues with stealing that much money. Melanie looks like she's just like, wow, trying to run numbers over there in her head.
No,
like,
I mean, it's, yeah, people steal, people lie. Like, are you new to people? Like, I mean, this is, Bitcoin can be new all day long. Like, we've had people for like, what, 10,000 years, 100,000, depending on how you draw that line. Like, we've had people for a minute. Like, what?
What religion you're a part of or lack thereof?
Oh, yeah, whatever.
See here, Bitcoin skeptic Dennis Gartman duped by dubious blockchain investment. That sounds almost like, I don't like Bitcoin, let me throw some money into something that looks like it's horse manure to me. The B token crowd sale stung by a phishing scam, $1 million. Vegetables on a blockchain ICO exit. I can't even.
Okay, that was just clearly a scam.
Come on.
Somebody shouldn't count. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, that has to count because it was a scam. It was fraud.
People were.
Yeah, but it shouldn't make like the big list. It
Okay,
should
but
be
if
like a
I
blip.
go outside
Right,
right now and I have a
Wasn't
sign
there-
that says
I
I will
think it
pay.
depends on the.
But if I have a
think it
sign
would
that
depend on the
says
amount of money that was actually lost in it, which
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm
pretty
saying. It
considerable.
shouldn't be like high enough up on the list.
But
that,
it
like,
is. It's
but
an
it is.
But it
It's a
is.
yet to
And
be
that's-
determined amount of money.
Oh gosh.
But if I
Yeah.
go sit outside with a sign right now that says I will pay you $7 million to shovel snow for one driveway, and then somebody shovels the driveway, and then guess what? I don't pay him $7 million. Is that a Federal Reserve note scam? Should we blame that on Federal Reserve's notes?
no, they-
or are you just
Well,
stupid
that's a
for
breach.
thinking that?
That's a breach of contract. You
Yeah.
can straight up sue for that.
It says here, the BennyBit ICO does a runner with $2.7 million of investment funds. It's an exit scam. CFTC files against MyBigCoin for scamming $6 million US
My
dollars.
big coin.
Yep. You're
It sounds like a Tyco toy.
Oh, wow. You've got a European fraud scam, $115 million. Russian crypto developer beaten, robbed of 300 Bitcoin on Moscow streets.
That's a little bit different.
Wasn't
You
that the
get
guy
beat-
who ran
it
around
beats you
saying
up.
that I have 300 Bitcoin?
Oh, wait. No, there's another one. Another Moscow man mutilated and mugged for $1 million in Bitcoin. Texas regulator orders another crypto scam to stop selling fraudulent securities, $177 million.
Yeah, so some of these are just
How do
really-
you mug? Hold on. Yeah, how do you mug someone a Bitcoin?
because they have it on a hard wallet.
Yeah, hard wallet or a paper wallet.
And they walk around
That they're
saying, I
carrying
have
around.
$1 million in Bitcoin in a hard wallet. Here it is. And
And
flashing
some
it. Like,
people really are that stupid too. They really do stuff like that.
Well, okay,
Like,
so
"Oh,
some
look
of
at
some of
me,
these
I'm
are robberies, which
crypto-rich."
shouldn't count as scams, and some of these are so obvious that you shouldn't fall for it.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it! You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way.
You can do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me.
Well, I'm comfortable here, actually.
Whoa, hey. Who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today.
You ain't going to make it.
Wait a minute.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable!
Why are you running from me?
Because you scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You are listening to Call to Freedom's Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार के क्रिप्टो आवर को, जिसके प्रस्तुत करता है Helium.com.
Up in paradise, I suppose. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello again.
All right, welcome back to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Are you new to the crypto industry? Well, if you are and you don't want to spend your whole day reading graphs and white papers and all this kind of stuff, let me introduce you to Helium. They call it a savings accelerator. It's powered by Uphold.com. And, it's a bot that's been created that watches the values between regular fiats and cryptocurrencies so that it can move your money when the timing is just right. You just charge up your account with a digital wallet or with your bank card, and then it's like, it's basically, I call it the crock pot of crypto investments. You just set it and forget it. Everything is completely automatic. Helium lets your money move you. So go on over to helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF to get a great offer for being a Call to Freedom listener. So Tom particularly wanted to make sure that we hit this story while we were in Crypto Hour. So this actually came from Avi Mizrahi, and it was about it literally just came off the press a moment ago. PayPal, they filed for a patent for an expedited cryptocurrency transaction system. A recent patent filing reveals that PayPal might be considering expanding its exposure to the cryptocurrency ecosystem with a new system for speedy transactions. We shouldn't, however, expect a PayPal Lightning Network or anything close to that at any time soon. There's a current global race to file patents for everything crypto or, quote, blockchain related. And the company might just be strengthening its portfolio for future patent battles. The expedited online payment provider PayPal has filed a new patent application for an expedited virtual currency transaction system with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The last time it was reported that the company filed a patent application related to cryptocurrencies was back in 2016, when it showed plans for a modular payment module that accepted Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dogecoin. The system described by the patent application is meant to work by creating secondary wallets that each include a respective secondary wallet private key, and a transaction is performed using the primary private wallet key to transfer different predefined amounts to each of the secondary wallets, with an instruction to receive to transfer a payment. When an instruction is received to transfer a payment amount to a second user, they're allocated a subset of the first user's secondary private keys that together contain cryptocurrency that equals the needed amount. The PayPal application explains that the need for this proposed system for cryptocurrencies is due to the time delay or latency period between the initialization of the transaction and the point at which the transaction's been confirmed. It gives an example of waiting for 10 minutes or more for a Bitcoin confirmation, which they indicate hurts the user experience, putting it at a disadvantage over seemingly instant choices such as fiat credit card payments. Sounds pretty smart to me. In many transaction situations, a 10-minute wait time, that's too long for payers and payees, and those payers and or payees will instead choose to perform the transaction using traditional payment methods rather than virtual currency. Hey, I got an idea. Just use Digibytes or Verge or Zencash or, well, I mean, basically everything but Bitcoin. And no more 10-minute transaction times. Da-da-da! Problem solved. No need for a patent or a massive new system for, faster transactions. Just don't use Bitcoin. I mean, it's not that. Aria, does it seem to me? Yep. It doesn't seem that. Is it complicated to you?
No, it's problematic to me. The last thing I want is any store having its own cryptocurrency or even slightly going in that direction, because it's so reminiscent of the company stores of ages past. Okay. And I don't want us to ever return to that.
All right, Tom, you really wanted to hit this story. What do you say?
Okay, well, I'm stuck on an aspect of the story that probably is missing the point. So before I talk about what PayPal did with this most recent patent, I'm still stuck on a minute ago when you were talking about the module that they were coming up with.
The modular module?
And the reason is because you said it was designed to accept Bitcoin, a couple of others, and Dogecoin.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dogecoin.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dogecoin. Why does it seem like every time one of the big players in the financial market tries to do something related to crypto, they always make doubly sure that it works with Doge? Because I'm under the impression, listening to you guys, that Doge is not even trying to be a serious cryptocurrency. And yet PayPal...
It's called Doge.
And yet PayPal thinks it's a serious enough issue to make sure that their patented system is Doge-friendly. I'm just kind of stuck on that.
I love anything that's Doge-friendly because Doge is a penny, and pennies are easier to figure out than 0.000632244999999 Bitcoin.
And big financial institutions love pennies for some reason. I get it.
It's easier to add ones than it is to add like 14-digit long decimals.
I mean, it might just be as simple as, hey, we want to prove this doesn't work. So it's like the DEA cases where they're like, oh, yeah, you can do this medical marijuana test, but you're only allowed to use like 0.01 milligrams a month. It's like they'll go find like the worst possible form of what they're trying to test and then test it and say, oh, look, this doesn't work. We're going to go find the worst crypto we can possibly, which probably isn't actually Dogecoin, but we're going to go find like the silliest crypto.
Ripple.
I don't even want to call Ripple a crypto. We're going to just go find the silliest crypto and test it. And then when it doesn't work, be like, look how so much better banks are than crypto.
Look, this coin is really bad over here, and you know the internet loves it because it's got that funny Japanese dog on it. So clearly this whole cryptocurrency thing is just a scam.
Yeah.
Well, there's always Kate coin.
Okay, that's a new one.
Cake coin. Yeah, cake, right? You're right.
Oh, I thought you said Kate coin, and I was thinking like
I said Kate, C-A-T-E.
Oh, there's another story.
I like if you made it.
Kate who?
Yeah.
Kate Winslet?
Exactly.
Is this going to be like the Kanye coin?
Yeah, I want to.
Is there a Kanye coin?
There will be. Kanye's got to have something to keep his crypto in.
Just have his face right there on the front. Yes. And a gay fish. Oh, yes, that's it. We have to get into that game. I don't remember what Kawaii Crypto. And a gay fish. Yes, a gay fish has to be the animal for Kanye coin.
A gay fish as the animal for Kanye coin.
A gold gay fish?
Anybody who watches South Park got that.
I'm lost. I haven't watched South Park since I was in high school. Yes, that's right.
Oh, man, you've missed a bunch then.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons, and then I graduated high school, and then I didn't watch it after that. So,
it's no longer that, man. It's grown up.
It's old man humor now.
Like it.
It's for old
nothing
people.
Against people who like it. I don't know. I stopped listening to it, I guess, when I graduated high school and started watching other stuff. I don't know. It just wasn't interesting to me anymore. It was funny when I was a kid. I had South Park t-shirts and all that kind of stuff, but it just wasn't. Have they done a South Park episode? That I just totally lost my train of thought. Have they done an episode?
I mean, the last season was pretty much dedicated to Trump.
Did they do a Bitcoin episode yet?
Not that I've seen, but they've done it on Kickstarter and Patreon types of things.
Well, they need to get on the
crypto. They stay pretty current, so I would be surprised if they haven't done one on crypto by now.
All right, well, we'll be back. We'll be back here in just a little while. Here on the Crypto Hour is all over, and we'll be back to today's biggest stories here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, March 5th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.49 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,323 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,510. Antiwar.com reports Syria's latest offensive in the Damascus suburb of eastern Ghouta, which began last week, has been a violent continuation to a violent siege on the rebel-held area. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad says the offensive is going to continue in the name of fighting terrorism. Territory is changing hands, however, with the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights claiming that the Syrian army has taken roughly a quarter of what remained of the rebel enclave, with civilians fleeing deeper into the ever-shrinking area. Eastern Ghouta has been rebel-held virtually throughout the war, with Syrian forces having negotiated evacuation deals with some rebels along the outskirts last year and now looking to clear the rest of it of rebel fighters. This area is the last substantial rebel-held holding this close to the capital city. The hope had been that a recent ceasefire would ease the situation and give way to some sort of negotiated settlement, though the rebels have largely spurned the idea of evacuating the area, and the Assad government seems determined to resolve the situation militarily in the absence of a quick deal. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. UPI reports a charity set up in the name of Philando Castile, a Minnesota man who was shot and killed by a police officer, has paid the school lunch debt for students at every public school in the St. Paul area. Philando Castile was killed in July 2016 by former St. Anthony, Minnesota police officer Geronimo Yanez in a shooting death that was live-streamed on Facebook at the time. Before his death, Castile was a cafeteria worker at a public school in St. Paul who was known to pay the lunch cost for students who could not pay their own. Pamela Fergus, a professor at Metro State University who runs the charity, told local media, "Philando was famous for that. His mother told me that every day he would call her after leaving his job at J.J. Hill Montessori Magnet School and talk about the kids. Another kid didn't have money in his account, so Philando would take $3 out of his pocket and pay that kid's lunch for the day." Fergus said as of Sunday, the charity Philando Feeds the Children had raised more than $100,000 and dropped off a check for $35,000 to cover the entire school lunch debt at all 56 public schools in the St. Paul area. The rest of the funds will be used to cover more school lunch debt at other schools. A statement on the charity's website states, "The goal continues to rise because we continue to challenge ourselves and the greater community to make this fund permanent." For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports some 500,000 customers remained without power throughout the eastern United States on Sunday evening, and New England coastal communities faced more flooding 2 days after a powerful storm snapped trees, downed wires, and killed at least 9 people. The remnants of the storm, called a nor'easter, lingered on Sunday, with the National Weather Service posting coastal flooding advisories in effect until Monday morning in much of the U.S. Northeast, even after the storm had passed. Some 500,000 customers still lacked power, according to data provided by 10 major utilities in the Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and Northeast. At 1.2 million customers had lost power. The brunt of the storm hit on Friday, packing hurricane-force winds in excess of 90 miles per hour and sending seawater churning into the streets of Boston and nearby shore towns, marking the second time this year the area has been flooded. AccuWeather said the storm dumped as much as 18 inches of snow on parts of New York State and Pennsylvania. The Massachusetts town of East Bridgewater received nearly 6 inches of rain. The storm also snarled transportation from the Mid-Atlantic into New England, with hundreds of flights being canceled into and out of New York and Boston over the weekend. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
The Princeton Medical Institute has found that the most common deathbed regret, more than losing contact with family or spending too much time at the office, is never having sprayed a fire extinguisher all over the place.
Similar themes emerged in our interviews with dying patients. Some wished that they'd taken more risks. Others wished that they'd lived a life truer to their dreams. But almost every single person surveyed, regardless of their age or circumstance, said that their most significant regret was never having grabbed a fire extinguisher off a wall and blasted it around a room until it ran out of foam.
I've lived a good life. I was a nurse for 32 years. I have 3 beautiful children, but I've never smashed my elbow into a glass case, grabbed a fire extinguisher, and gone whoosh over everything.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. It's the last hour here of this Monday live broadcast. And, well, we've had Melanie in the studio with us. We've been talking about PayPal seeming like it wants to wet its feet in the crypto world today. And Coinbase, of course, going out of their way to comply or not. You know, that seems to be the question among folks here is what exactly is. Oh my goodness! So it is what's going on. Is it a thing where Coinbase is going out of their way or to comply, or out of their way to look like they're complying? Seems to be the question here. But let's see here. I know there was something that I wanted to cover today. Let's see here. We've got the Florida Senate. The Democrats brought a bill to ban assault rifles, and instead, the Florida Senate voted to arm teachers. That was pretty funny, I thought. Then let's see here. What was the other one? There was another story that I had opened up here that I wanted to make sure that we covered, and I closed it because this was another fun one. This is perfect for our public school, since we try to have like a discussion about school here in the last hour, since we have Melanie around, and normally on Monday we also have Chelsea with us. I file this under another reason why not to send your kids to public school.
In case you need it anymore.
Right. It says, a Florida public school teacher she's got a white nationalist podcast. And, she's teaching her views to her classroom.
That doesn't make any sense. Aren't white nationalist people supposed to not like the current government?
Says here, Diana
I don't know about
Volatic
that.
suggests that Muslims be eradicated from the earth, believes anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, and also teaches middle school social studies.
It's not funny.
I mean, I don't see
but
what
it
the
kinda
big deal is. There are teachers with diehard socialist podcasts, teachers with diehard libertarian podcasts, diehard religious podcasts.
I guess it's advocating violence against a certain subset of the student population.
But there are plenty of those. But there are plenty of those as well.
Well,
I mean,
even
I
most
guarantee you,
socialists,
not the same way.
Even most socialists
Yes,
don't walk
yes,
in
there
and say
are.
we should kill
I mean, quit-
these people.
These people's kids.
Like they're going to, but they don't outright say it.
Well, I mean, that's flat out denial. I mean, we have thousands of examples of teachers who have been saying exactly the same thing about Trump supporters.
Not killing them.
I'm not sure if
they should be fired too. If they are,
this isn't the first time a teacher's been fired for a podcast in Florida like this either. This is the third time now that a Florida teacher who was a hardcore racist was fired for making anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant statements. I mean, there's some video that's pretty raunchy. We can't even really play it on the air here, of a podcast in Florida in the lead up to Trump first getting popular back in 2015, 2016. So it says here, though, on Friday, March the 2nd, I'll spit it out eventually, the Citrus County School District was made aware by a Huffington Post reporter of a concerning podcast. Himmel said in the statement, the Human Resources Department was notified and an investigation was initiated immediately. The teacher has been removed from the classroom and an investigation is ongoing. As of yesterday, Diana Volatic has, quote, been removed from the classroom, according to Citrus County School District Superintendent Sandra Himmel in a Sunday statement. Now, this doesn't really, I'm not really surprised by any of this. I have a friend who lives in Citrus County, and he was assaulted in Citrus County by his neighbors, and the Citrus County Police Department basically, they weren't really interested in doing anything about it. He actually ended up with some kind of a stroke that was caused by a head injury that he received during an assault, and the perp was particularly open about the fact that it was done because of the fact that he was a Muslim. So, I mean, and this is the same county. So, I mean, this is redneck BFE Florida. Like, seriously redneck BFE Florida. So I'm not really surprised that you would be seeing this kind of thing. I do have finally a local news story on the issue. So let's see here. I got it over here now. Look at this. This is like something I should have done 10 minutes ago. So, where'd it go? Why did I do that? I sent it to my wife instead of to Tom. Maybe I just
you like her a lot more than you like
I
me, so that explains that.
I do. Plus, she's in a place that I'd really rather be. Oh, there we go. Come on now. Is this actually going to play? Ugh, God, Huffington Post. There we go.
Back in the spotlight with officials at this one Florida school district investigating whether one of their teachers has been spreading white nationalist ideology in the classroom.
This morning, a teacher at this Florida middle school is coming under fire for secretly hosting a seemingly white nationalist podcast titled Unapologetic.
So many other researchers have already looked into this, and that's just the way it is. There are races that have higher IQs than others.
25-year-old Diana Volatic is now being investigated by the Citrus County School District after revelations first reported in the Huffington Post that she appears to sympathize with alt-right ideology, apparently bragging about spreading controversial beliefs in her classroom.
We only get one side of the narrative, and then we grow up being completely ignorant.
Online, a Twitter account linked to her pseudonym, Tiana Dolokhov, has retweeted pictures of former KKK Grand Wizard David Duke and pushed racially charged messages, including one that reads, "It isn't supremacist or hateful to prefer your own people over others." In a statement, Volotich, who teaches social studies, denies being a white supremacist or white nationalist, writing that her political beliefs were not injected into her teaching curriculum, saying in part,
BS.
"I employed political satire and exaggeration, mainly to the end of attracting listeners and followers." She adds, "As an adult, my decisions are my own, and my family has nothing whatsoever to do with my social media accounts or my podcast. From them, I humbly ask for forgiveness." But the mother of one student says Volotich shared her controversial views in the classroom.
They were talking about segregation in a civil rights type of capacity, and the teacher somewhat alluded that segregation might possibly be okay in her opinion.
Meredith Blakely's daughter is taught by Volotich. She is upset but hopes the controversy now ignites conversation.
It's a good time for us to talk to our kids and get them on the same page, knowing that hate's not okay.
Or to get them the
Crystal
heck out
River
of public
Middle School, where Volotich teaches social studies, is about 90% white. In a statement, the school district says she has been removed from the classroom and the investigation is ongoing.
All right.
Disturbing. Thanks,
Keep us
Steph.
posted on this one, Steph.
Not fired, by the way.
She's asking for all the female
There you go.
nominees to stand with
That's
her.
hilarious. So there you go. That's why. Do you think a teacher who feels that your race affects your ability to be a good student should be a teacher?
Or your faith.
I don't.
Because she does want to kind of, exterminate you people. Will.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I know I wouldn't want my kid going to that school. And you have to remember, you have taxpayers who are black and Muslim in Citrus County. So she had to go. I mean, people are paying her salary.
And that's like the most socialist job I can think of. So
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, I did promise earlier that we would have a story that included liberals helping people.
They do that every now and then.
Well, not really.
I don't remember this promise.
Not really.
They don't do it all the time. They do it every now and then.
They think, because one of the lead stories that Tom was talking about was government was, quote unquote, helping people. But this is a little says this is Forbes. Says yes, it was the Affordable Care Act that increased insurance premiums.
I mean, we kind of knew that.
Well, now there's another study that's come out that's like from Forbes magazine that says, well, yeah, actually 110% your premium increase was specifically because of the Affordable Care Act. Says while the debate proceeds over some details of the American Health Care Act, it's worth pausing to take another look at how awfully misnamed the so-called Affordable Care Act has turned out to be, especially for people who buy their health insurance plans on their own rather than obtaining it through an employer. The very people it was supposed to help to start with, by the way. That was what I was told. It's like, people who can't get it through their employer and can't afford to get it through their employer, they got to get it somewhere. And this was supposed to help those people, and instead it literally made their lives harder. Advocates and politicians have cited numerous examples of people facing huge premium increases. ACA advocates have been able to respond to those are cherry-picked cases, or that premiums were increasing before the ACA would have increased anyway. Those responses are no longer plausible. It turns out that across the board for all ages and family sizes, for HMOs, PPOs, and POS plans, premium increases averaged about 60% from 2013, the last year before ACA reforms took effect, to 2017. In the same length of time preceding that, all groups experienced premium increases of less than 10%, and most age groups actually experienced premium decreases on average. These findings come from new data from eHealth, which not only sells ACA Marketplace health care plans, but sold a wide variety of health plans through its own website for many years before the ACA was passed, as well as both on and off the exchanges after the ACA took effect. For years, starting with 2014, the data included ACA-compliant, non-employer-sponsored plans sold both on and off exchanges. It does not include premium subsidies, which in any case are available only to on-exchange purchasers with qualifying income. The data allows us to break down the pre and post ACA changes by age, individual versus family, and plan type. Overall, HMO premiums actually decreased 4.6% in the 4 years before the ACA reforms came into effect. That is, from 2009 to 2014, healthcare premiums for HMOs decreased an average of almost 5%. Let's see here, but increased 46.4% for the first 4 years under the Affordable Care Act. Point of service premiums decreased 14.9% in the same amount of time before the ACA and increased a whopping 66.2% afterward. Premiums for the more common PPO, or Preferred Provider Organization, plans increased 15% 4 years before ACA and 66% in the 4 years after. In each case, the increase differed among age groups, with families headed by those under 30 and over 50 being hit the hardest by the ACA premium increases. However, once we removed the self-sorting into different plan types, the average age group and household type, i.e. family or individual, the results are very consistent. In the 4 years before the ACA, every age group and family type either experienced a premium decrease or an increase of 9.2% or less. However, in the first 4 years of the Affordable Care Act, every age group and every household type experienced an increase between 56 and 63.2%. For something as complex as healthcare, that's a pretty narrow range. The dollar amounts increase varied from $2,524 for an individual aged between 31 and 40 to $12,040 for a family headed by someone over the age of 60. But the percentages, they remained consistent. Wow. ACA raised premiums by about 60% across the board, regardless of age or type. I'm from the government.
So
now
you're telling
I'm
me
here
that
to help. I'm going to help you. We're going to help you poor folks.
Well, I mean, the entire idea was bad from the start, okay? So some people can't afford health care, so you're going to socialize health care and make everybody buy it, including the people who can't afford it.
Yes.
That it's obvious that that's not going to help anyone except the insurance companies who suddenly have a lot of new customers.
That's who
I mean,
it was
a
supposed to help, though.
It was a scam for the insurance companies from the start. Anybody who didn't see that because they thought, oh, I'm going to get some free health care, walk on down to the dentist and get my flu shot. Not dentist, doctor and get my flu shot, was an idiot. They should get the flu instead.
Well, you know what? I think that our
sorry.
Well, no. I know that our libertarian vice presidential candidate weighed in on this subject at some point in time during the election campaign, didn't he? Oh, here we go. Says yeah, he likes the ACA.
Well, he's a Democrat, so
because
he does.
I understand that if you want to cut costs, you got to get more people into the system. So I've always supported the mandatory feature there, unlike most Republicans, because I know that if you don't do that, you're going to get a 28-year-old bartender who's making $125,000 a year.
What bar does he drink at?
Well, for real, yo, I want to work.
Hey, look,
there.
When I was in career education in high school, one of the very first careers we looked up was bartender, and it showed them making about $45,000 a year.
Yeah, but not $125,000 a year. There you go.
No, but $45,000 is way unrealistic.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to AgristHosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's AgristHosting.com.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
This is the Onion Week in Review. A study published Friday by the University of Minnesota found that mosquitoes have no physiological reason for biting humans, with researchers noting that the insects feed exclusively on pollen and seemingly only suck human blood out of spite.
According to our findings, mosquitoes usually spit out the blood after a bite. They just really enjoy ruining outdoor activities and spreading deadly diseases.
Researchers added that mosquitoes often bite a variety of vertebrates besides humans, including baby pandas, koala bears, and very small puppies, all for fun. And in tech news, a new Visa talking credit card urges buyers to go for it.
Come on, buy it. You know you want it.
In other news, the utterance of a secret password grants customers access to a long-rumored 18-inch Subway sandwich. It's easy to tell what an area man would look like as a skeleton, and a longtime teacher retires without changing a single student's life. This week's scheduled interview with the surly and forlorn Matthew Modine was cut for time and is doomed to never be seen. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
cut costs, you've got to get more people in the system. So I always supported the mandatory feature there, unlike most Republicans, because I know that if you don't do that, you're not going to get the 28-year-old bartender who's making $125,000 a year into the system, and he'll not insure. And then when he breaks his leg skiing at Sugarbush, he'll, show up at the emergency room. But quality of care is perhaps even more important, and I think we too often lose sight of that.
With Obamacare, you've gotten the bartender now, for the most part, getting in, but you've also gotten people with pre-existing conditions that have come into the marketplace.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. There you hear the, that was the Libertarian Party's vice presidential candidate in 2016 saying, well, I support the mandate portion of the Affordable Care Act because, well, I understand that if you want to get prices down, you have to force people to buy products because, well, the more people buy something, the lower the prices will be. So all we need to do to get insurance prices lower is to stick the government's gun in someone's face and force them to buy health insurance.
Now, where is that sad trombone noise?
I die a little inside every time you refer to him as the Libertarian vice presidential candidate.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's true. It's sad.
It is.
And it's true.
Probably 2020 presidential candidate.
Right. All right.
That can't happen, can it? Really?
It's gonna happen. It is, unless this United Independent Party happens and is successful, it's gonna happen.
I just don't. Didn't it take like a threat from Gary Johnson to walk to get him on the ticket in the first place? I mean, is there really that groundswell of people who want this guy at the top of the Libertarian ticket?
I don't think
there's
so.
that many Libertarians who want to win, and now he's the only former two-term Republican governor
who's pushing that he wants to run.
You know what? The LP should just go recruit Bernie Sanders and get it over with.
Well, actually, oddly enough, there have been people who said that they planned to basically, the way I put it was, if Hillary Clinton ran for the Libertarian Party nomination, would you vote for her? And their response was, depends on who's running against her.
Oh, and wow.
If you couldn't...
who would it have to be?
Someone with equal amounts...
Stalin? Who would it have to be?
Someone with equal amounts of name penetration and notoriety. That's it.
I'm just telling you, if you want penetration, go with the UIP.
They need name penetration. They need notoriety. They need the most previously held offices. That kind of stuff. Biggest previously held office. So, they might... If you could get a big named governor like Rick Perry, if you could get Rick Perry to run, or Mitt Romney or Jeb Bush to run,
they'd instantly get it.
Might be able to swing that to defeat Hillary. But if Hillary ran, and these are delegates who are very open about the fact that they will go with whoever they think has the greatest chance of winning. One guy told me, I've been losing elections since the 70s. I'm too old for principles anymore. I just want to see a libertarian in office before I die.
Well, there's plenty of libertarians in office, but a libertarian is not going to win the presidency anytime soon. They kind of need to get over that.
They sell a centrist message that has nothing at all that resembles libertarianism outside of using the word liberty occasionally.
Well, yeah, so if all you want is to win, then go be GOP. Go be a Democrat. You'll win.
Well, no, because the GOP is hostile to the Constitution, and so is the Democrat Party.
So is Bill Weld.
Well, the bigger question is, what would a libertarian president actually do?
That was the spot right there.
Yeah, that's a question, Aria, that is unfortunately in the realm of nobody really knows.
Assuming
their only choice would be to veto everything that was pushed to them.
Yeah,
and that would achieve one thing. It would make all of America unhappy about the deadlock, and we would never get another libertarian elected ever again.
Yeah, so assuming they just didn't shoot him right away, then he would veto everything, and then it would all get overridden in Congress. So the presidency isn't even that powerful a position anyway. You're just...
They would. People would run on undoing libertarian legislation. That's what it would be. People would run on, I will reinstate all these laws that the libertarians got rid of while they were in office, and they will win on, I promise to put all of you back on your shorter leashes with your more controls. Because I'm sorry, from what I see historically, people like leashes. They just do. It's the argument is over how long of a leash that they should have. People like us, mutts, we're like the tramp. We have no need or desire for a collar, let alone a leash. And well, that's why they have, the dog catchers. It's for people like us. The police exist for people like us, because 100 years ago, people like us threw hand grenades at political officials as they drove through the street. Now, people like us have realized, okay, that doesn't really help. It starts world wars, is what it does, and it consolidates power in the hands of different people than who it's consolidated with today. And most people who are, I have no need for a leash or a collar, are now peaceful activists and advocate voluntarism. But it wasn't always that way. Anarchists 100 years ago were blowing up political officials. They weren't just standing against them and making reasoned arguments in state houses or through media. It was a completely different world. And police exist now today to protect those people from people like us.
Even when we're just talking and presenting arguments.
That's correct. The media, I think the mainstream media really now only exists to protect the brain dead public from the independent media and learning something that's real, Even though I would have to also admit probably 80% of the completely and totally fake also comes from the independent media. It's like this double-edged sword where it's probably the only place you're going to get real news, but it's also where 90% of your cow manure is going to come from. Just fertilize the lawn with it.
It's because there's only so much money to be had in truth, and the lamestream that has kind of a monopoly on it. So your choices are to do it because you think it needs to be done and to do something else to make your living, which I think is what all of us do, or to trade in BS, which is what we
also do.
What some of our but we give you BS. Our BS is more free from the goodness of our hearts,
right? And it's more truthful than most of the stuff you see in the mainstream media, and definitely more honest than anything you're going to hear from a politician.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, when we get back here, it will be the time. It'll be time for the final segment here on the Call to Freedom. So you guys stick around. We've got at least one more story we're going to hit. Or actually, you know what? I've got more numbers here. I mean, this. Oh, what? Never mind. I'm wrong. So yeah, we've got some more stories we're going to cover when we get back. So stick around. You got an opinion on the issue? Give us a call, 603-283-6160.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Since time began again, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up in any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Armistice Day was a day dedicated to world peace, a day to perpetuate peace through goodwill and mutual understanding. This sentiment was lost when Congress renamed the day in 1954, so Antiwar.com is reclaiming November 11th as Armistice Day, a celebration of hope and peace. Antiwar.com has been battling the war party for 22 years and has always been on the cutting edge of technology in this fight, having accepted Bitcoin donations for 5 years now. Antiwar.com is diving deeper into the cryptocurrency movement by adding Bitcoin Cash, Dash, and Zcash to its digital currency donation options. And to celebrate, Bitcoin.com has pledged $20,000 in crypto matching funds through December 31st. Help Antiwar.com accelerate into the future with a cryptocurrency donation today.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
All right, welcome back to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live here from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And I'm joining the studio here. We've got the anarchist accountant herself, Melanie, in the studio right now. And then, of course, we've got our remote classic crew, Mr. Tom Gray and Miss Aria Demezio. And we were talking about, government helping. And we were talking a little while before that about the United Independent Party. We were talking about that
before you got here.
For anyone who's confused, that part
Melanie.
about the government helping was sarcasm.
Yeah. But I also had a story.
Just ask the floods all around Tate County.
Right. I had this thing I wanted to make sure to cover. It's from ABC News. It's from George Stephanopoulos. And it's a short video clip here where, well, I hear hope for the future. And hopefully it doesn't require Bill Weld to be the Libertarian Party nominee in order for it to happen, particularly given that Bill Weld and John Kasich are such good friends.
Seen much cooperation across party lines lately, but two prominent governors are trying to change that. Republican John Kasich from Ohio, Democrat John Hickenlooper from Colorado. Two-term governors crisscrossing the country to talk about the policies they share, leading some to speculate that they could form a unity ticket in 2020. That came up when John Karl spoke to them on Friday.
There's your
He
UIP
began with their
ticket.
reflections on the school shooting in Florida.
We're at the point where we're allowing ourselves to be terrorized by ourselves, right? And that this, if you wanted to weaken this country, what better way to do it than to make children afraid to go to school? And you look at, it's not just schools, it's churches, it's listening to a country music concert. It's all the places that we create community are now being threatened by our inability to deal with this.
What I ask people to do is, you've got to search your heart on this.
Yeah.
This is not about who's got political power. This is not about campaign contributions. This is about how you want to look in the mirror and think about what you did when you were in. Nobody wants to take everybody's guns away. Nobody wants to repeal the Second Amendment. Oh, a few people. But this is about reasonable approaches to keep our communities safe.
So I hear a lot of bipartisan agreement from you guys. I hear this often whenever the two of you get together. But I want to ask you something that you probably don't agree on. What's going to happen in the midterm elections? Are you going to be working to elect Democrats, I assume? I assume you're going to be working to elect Republicans?
I'll certainly work to elect Democrats. I expect the midterm elections to be a reflection largely of the Trump presidency, and we'll see how that pans out. But I think, the midterms, I mean, that's an election moment, right? That's going to be a kind of a referendum on the success of the administration.
I want to support candidates who I believe want to take the high road. Those that want to create discord and those that want to put the party in front of the country, I'm not showing up. I want to tell you another thing. We may be beginning to see the end of a two-party system. I'm starting to really wonder if we're going to see a multi-party system at some point in the future in this country. Because I don't think either party is answering people's deepest concerns and needs.
I want to quote back something that you said about your party. You said about Donald Trump that I simply could not swallow hard and set aside everything I believed for the good of the party. And you decided, obviously, not to support him.
Well, the party is my vehicle, not my master. And,
but is that what too many Republicans are doing right now, is they're just swallowing hard?
I can't, look, I'm not going to start criticizing others. Here's the thing that's interesting. People want me to criticize my party. Let me tell you about Democrats. I have no clue what they stand for. And we are heading into a midterm election where they are counting on the Republicans
for the end of
bouncing
the
the
two-party
basketball
system.
off of their foot out of bounds. And they're going to have a decent 2018, a good year. But how could you have a national political party that has no agenda? There's just no agenda. And Democrats will tell you that.
Well, what's the agenda of the Republican Party?
Listen,
I mean,
right
now, both parties don't seem capable of having that
exactly why I'm saying that
There's
our
your
young
unity
people
ticket
are
right
fed
there.
up. And why I'm saying that the prospect of a multi-party system in this country is a real possibility.
Look, both you guys are going to be out of office in about 11 months. Are you going to run for president?
The moment I start talking about this, and I say it all the time, I've got an amazing cabinet. We're working on a Swiss version.
So is that a maybe?
So we're going to focus on finishing strong, and we've got a lot to do. So what I'm doing is I haven't formed a PAC. I don't have committees all over the country. I'm not.
So it's not a yes, but it's not a no. It's a maybe.
Exactly.
And same with you.
What we're running for president? Of the
of
Lions Club
of the United States of America.
John, I have no idea what I'm going to do when you know what? They tell you
That's
where
what I
lead
want in
this.
leadership. People
I'd
have
like to
no
have a
idea what
voice.
they're going to
I'd
do
like
in
to be
11 months.
I'd like it to rally people, but frankly, at the end of the day, It's in the hands of the Lord as to what my future is. Don't cut me off when I'm saying that.
Oh, good.
Listen, it's in the hands of the Lord. I don't know what he wants me to do.
You've ruled out running as a ticket, as a fusion ticket, right? That's not going to happen?
Well,
Definitely
I said
not?
yesterday, if he gets the nomination as a Democrat, I can maybe be his vice president as a Republican.
We've moved some ground here. So
There's those two parties
I
again.
didn't mean it.
I thought those were going away.
No, I'm telling you.
Could you ever support presidential candidate Hickenlooper running as a
Is
Democrat?
he the nominee?
If he's the nominee of the
Look,
Democratic Party?
I'm a Republican, okay? And I like John very, very much. I think he's a fine leader. I can't predict what the future is going to look like, but I'm a Republican.
So you're a maybe on running for president. Is it
What do you
more?
mean I'm a maybe? I don't have any. I didn't say that. I said I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, that sounds. It's not a no. It's not a yes.
All right, I'll
Okay,
give you a maybe.
Okay, give me a maybe. So, are you more likely to run as an independent or as a Republican?
I'm a Republican.
But you don't rule out challenging Donald Trump for
No,
the
I'm
Republican
not. I don't
nomination.
have any intention to. I'm not even thinking about it. I don't have.
You gotta think about it a little.
No, I don't. I don't think about it. You know what? Because I can't predict the future, and I can't do what is going to be expected of me at some level to serve my country. I don't know what that
But
means.
keep putting me on
I'm sorry.
television
I
until
just
I
don't
figure
know.
it out.
For real, yo. I've probably got a book coming out in a couple of weeks, so help me sell that. Oh my God.
I talk about all this and more in my new book. I don't know what I'm doing.
If I don't have a life plan for the next
Why
like
We Lost?
10 years, I get anxious. How do you not have a life plan for 11 months?
For real. Oh my Lord. These are the
I don't
people
know what
running
I'm
the
doing
country.
3 months
They have
from now.
no plan more than 5 minutes ahead of them, and they're running the country, yo. Now it makes sense. Now I understand. Oh my God.
It's not all evil.
Well-
There's a lot of incompetence up in there, too.
So evidently, Trump fixing his hair on stage at CPAC was news on ABC. The next story is George Stephanopoulos with a video of Trump on CPAC stage fixing his hair. And it's news.
I want to know what people who watch the mainstream media, like, what are they on? Like, did they just do tranquilizers all day and watch ABC? Like, I mean, who is watching this?
Well, I mean, what was the old stereotype? The old stereotype was the housewife on Quaaludes, and then it became the housewife on Valium, and then it became the housewife on Xanax.
Yeah, but I never heard about any of those people watching the news. They just kind of sat around and drank wine and.
Well, there's got to be something that makes
just
them
because
seem
they
smart
didn't
playing in the background.
Just because they didn't remember doesn't mean they didn't watch it.
I don't think they
You know.
watch it. It's just something that plays in the background. It's like Fox News at McDonald's. You know, like nobody's actually watching it. It's just adding to their ratings because it's playing. And why? Like, why? How much money did Fox give to McDonald's? Because it's not just in the South. I go to McDonald's.
Oh yeah, it's in Manchester.
In Keene, and the TV has.
And I have to wonder, like, as a restaurant owner, like, why would you want that kind of like division among like your hamburger restaurant?
For real, yo, because McDonald's is
People
like,
gonna be like, people already want to fight in restaurants. Like, people fighting.
right. Let's get drunk at 3 a.m. and go listen to racist news
I'm
broadcasts.
seeing news on at the bar though. I'm like, there's gonna be fights.
Well, I'll tell you what. Just wait until the two major parties get a load of the kind of media penetration that the UIP is going to get.
Oh,
Then we're going to break down the two-party system.
We're going to break them out in their first national media interview, hopefully this week. So make sure to keep coming back. I'm not sure what day it's going to be. Hopefully it'll be Friday. Stick around, though. We're on our way out, but Free Talk Live is coming up next.
I mean, sometimes I come in here and Ian's like,
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people
who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
You're 6 minutes away from a live episode of Free Talk Live, brought to you by freekeen.com. Listen live at freetalklive.com.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, March 5th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.49 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,323 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,510. Antiwar.com reports Syria's latest offensive in the Damascus suburb of eastern Ghouta, which began last week, has been a violent continuation to a violent siege on the rebel-held area. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad says the offensive is going to continue in the name of fighting terrorism. Territory is changing hands, however, with the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights claiming that the Syrian army has taken roughly a quarter of what remained of the rebel enclave, with civilians fleeing deeper into the ever-shrinking area. Eastern Ghouta has been rebel-held virtually throughout the war, with Syrian forces having negotiated evacuation deals with some rebels along the outskirts last year and now looking to clear the rest of it of rebel fighters. This area is the last substantial rebel-held holding this close to the capital city. The hope had been that a recent ceasefire would ease the situation and give way to some sort of negotiated settlement, though the rebels have largely spurned the idea of evacuating the area, and the Assad government seems determined to resolve the situation militarily in the absence of a quick deal.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co.
UPI reports a charity set up in the name of Philando Castile, a Minnesota man who was shot and killed by a police officer, has paid the school lunch debt for students at every public school in the St. Paul area. Philando Castile was killed in July 2016 by former St. Anthony, Minnesota police officer Geronimo Yanez in a shooting death that was live-streamed on Facebook at the time. Before his death, Castile was a cafeteria worker at a public school in St. Paul who was known to pay the lunch cost for students who could not pay their own. Pamela Fergus, a professor at Metro State University who runs the charity, told local media, "Philando was famous for that. His mother told me that every day he would call her after leaving his job at J.J. Hill Montessori Magnet School and talk about the kids. Another kid didn't have money in his account, so Philando would take $3 out of his pocket and pay that kid's lunch for the day." Fergus said as of Sunday, the charity Philando Feeds the Children had raised more than $100,000 and dropped off a check for $35,000 to cover the entire